Well, Lavelle, the home qualifier against the USA will be, on the anniversary of us qualifying for the 1998 World Cup. Can you just tell us, where were you, where were you? Were you in the stands, or where were you when, we finally got the confirmation that we got the point necessary to qualify?
Actually, I was at home. I was at home watching the game on TVJ. The game against Mexico, we tied 0-0. Was very elated because, to be honest, 1997, my first trek to Kingston was to watch Jamaica, Mexico, when Ian Pepe Goodison scored in that 1-0 game. And I was very much inspired. It was like I fell in love with football. I fell in love with sports. So when I realized that Jamaica was actually qualifying for the World Cup, it was a great feeling, and it made me want to play football, because it's funny that it's actually between 97 and 98, 12-13 is when I actually started playing football. So I was very much inspired by that World Cup campaign. The team qualifying for the World Cup is one of the biggest achievements for us in football. So that was the driving force behind Lovel Palmer and wanting to play football and wanting to play for my national team. So that campaign was memorable for me, man.
Well, one of the things that I'm very interested in, because obviously that team is in folklore. What were if you can give me some members of the team that really inspired you to go into football? What do you feel that the qualities of that 1998 team had?
Well, I mean, Peter Cargill was definitely big in the central midfield. Dawes in the midfield as well. Duran Brown. Tatty Brown is the person who stood out the most for me. How calm he was as a centre back. He starts every attack from the back. So that's the player that stood out the most for me. Duran Brown. But as I said, I love the team. I enjoyed Dean Sewell. Dean Sewell as a right back inspired me also. Shorty Malcolm. I really just started getting into football, and I watched all the football that I could, and of course, Jamaica is my country, is the homeland, and we were on a journey to the World Cup. So, of course, every single player that played for that national team was an inspiration to me.
Us being the first Caribbean country an English-speaking Caribbean to make the World Cup, did you understand then the magnitude of our achievement?
Yes, definitely. I understand right away that that was history. Not just for Jamaica, but for the entire Caribbean. And I think that had me walked my football journey, or run my football journey with a chip on my shoulder, knowing that the island that I'm from, in the Caribbean, we are like the meccas of the football. We set all the trends. So when I think about Caribbean football, Jamaica, I already would have a chip on my shoulder, because I know I'm from the mecca of football as far as the Caribbean is concerned.